The following is a hockey podcast out of Vancouver and Surrey, British Columbia. It'll only consist of a lot of puck talk and even more BS, or in actual words, banter and satire. Enjoy, and as always, go Canucks go.
I think Andrei Kuzmenko sucks. What? Happy birthday, Elias Pettersson. What? Is he back? Unreal. And the people, yes, the people, went home happy from Rogers Arena. Yes, the Canucks. They win a game at home ice finally. And Pettersson again is Elias Pettersson again? Again, that 7-3 loss was so worth it. Let's talk about it on Locked On Canucks.
You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
People, we back over here at the Burnaby Gardens, okay? Doing our thing, giving you Locked On Canucks. My name is Kyle Bowen, that's Kyle Bhawan. You know the deal, right? Read some books and go Canucks go. And again, this is the show that gives you your Canucks every day, every hour, every minute. Subscribe, hit the like button, and give us a 5-star review on the podcast side of things, because you know what? It's Christmas in a couple of days. I think it's like, what, 44 days away, 45 days away? Do the math. It's right there. And I probably got to get my girlfriend a purse, okay? You know why I got to do that? Because months and months ago, I promised her a vacation. And then, yeah, I realized that, that ain't going to happen. So hit the like button. Anyways, screw Christmas. Happy birthday, Elias Pettersson. The dude did it. He won us a game. And I'm not going to say handily. How do you say that? I'm not going to say he did it by himself, because that is not the truth. But he was so damn good today. He was so damn effective, okay? He was so damn heavy today. You know what I'm saying? That shot looked good the whole game. He did not look injured. He looked, in fact, back. I'm not sure what he ate for his birthday, but man, oh man. That was something else. That was refreshing. And, we talked about this a lot after Saturday's depressing loss. That was one of the saddest days of my life. No joke. 31 and a half years old and a regular season game got me. And that's the one against the Oilers, the one that we lost 7-3 or 9-1. Same thing. But we said it. Yes, we said it. Pettersson, who looked decent in that game for like the last 40 minutes, seemed to, be warming up. And if that was the case, then that loss was worth it. Because here's the thing, right? Things that happen in November, when it comes to the results of games, I know this doesn't make a lot of sense, but they don't really matter in the grand scheme of things, okay? It's about the process, right? The progress. And this team in the long run needs Pettersson to do a lot of progressing, right? Because I feel as if before today, he had like 27, 28 points in his last like 55 games. But here he is putting up another 2 points. And again, it was refreshing to see this guy do it 2 times in a row, and that's be the best Canuck on the ice. Real talk. And he got the party started sort of in the second period after the Canucks were down 1-0 on the power play, and Miller just fed him, man. Fed him the biscuit. A backdoor play, not the hardest of goals to score. But this is after he had a pretty impressive first period, okay? His line with DeBrusk and Garland. I didn't have to worry about not being good, okay? They were feeling it the whole game. They're having the puck a lot. Pettersson didn't lose like one faceoff. That's what it felt like. They also didn't have to worry about having random line mates all the time, because Rick Tocchet decided to dress 12 forwards. All in all, though, he starts off the second with the goal, and that got the whole thing going for the whole team. Again, he was the spark plug. A minute later, 2 minutes later, 3 minutes later, I don't know the math, but Pius Suter makes it 2-1. And then you fast forward to the third after the Canucks were still very impressive. Calgary came on just a little bit because they are pesky. Pettersson feeds Branstrom, and Branstrom gets his first of the year. His first as the Canuck. And, if I had to say the truth, and that's what I do here right at the Burnaby Gardens, Kyle Bowen, and we're on Locked On Canucks, Branstrom was the second best Canuck, okay? You know what? I'm curious to see the game score, because he might have been the best Canuck tonight. And that trade involving Vasily Podkolzin for that draft pick, and then using, some of your draft pick capital to get off of Pullman and somehow fleecing Colorado by getting Branstrom back is just, it's the details, right? The devil is in the details. That is a pretty spectacular trade. One we may break down in depth way down the road because of its significance. Branstrom, for the most part, has been our third best defenseman. Carson Soucy starting to warm up, looking like our third defenseman again. But again, Branstrom just giving this team much needed depth and much needed support in the back end, and he gets rewarded with his first of the year. You saw a big hug from Elias Pettersson. Those two just reminiscent, okay, in a Swedish moment right there. And it felt good. It felt good. Again, it felt good to see Pettersson do his thing. And I hope he can do it against Bo Horvat and the Islanders in a couple of days, because we can say he's cooking, we can say he's back, but at the end of the day, it's only been 2 games in a row. We need to see 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's not me being demanding, okay? That's not me just being Kyle Bowen. It's just the damn truth. Because the alien, man, we need him to invade for a long time, you know? Just going back to Saturday, and I know I have to get over myself, okay? I know. I have to live in the moment. I'm kind of struggling with that right now in my life, okay? It is what it is. Ebbs and flows. But if the Canucks are going to compete with the best of the best, a.k.a. the Edmonton Oilers in the West, when their 2 big stars are going, the Canucks have a way better chance of actually beating them in a 7-game series, let alone 1 game, if Hughes, Miller, and Pettersson are going, okay? Their big 3 have to be the most and do the most in order to combat with, again, Draisaitl and McDavid. So I hope Elias Pettersson is back for good, and the best is yet to come. And let us know in the comments, how much fun was that? Just to see this guy play a bit faster, bounce off bodies, support the puck, steal the puck, make plays. You know what I'm saying? Make plays. Not look sloppy, not look unconfident. Right now, he's looking like a version of himself. Not the best version, but you can definitely see some of the confidence come back to his game. And we've all been there. We've all been there, okay? Hit the like button if you've been there, okay? Sometimes you hit slumps in your life. I'm not going to front. I feel as if I've been in a year-long slump, a 15-month slump, okay? I think about it every day. And it's hard to climb out of it, but you need these little wins. You need to just, also get out of your own way and just do it. Do your job. Excel. And I hope Pettersson can, go to sleep happy tonight and just build off of it, okay? Stay humble, right? And just get better. Let's get to some comments, okay? Look at this. Vancouver is my life. Shout out to New West, okay? Saying Pettersson is cooking now. He's going to get scary now. I think so too, man. Again, a pretty marquee matchup against the Islanders. A decent team. Horvat back in town. Pettersson wants to build off of this. Also, him, DeBrusk, and Garland looked really good. I thought Garland was so impressive today. The guy's just a workhorse. Even when he's not picking up points, or even when he's not even making plays offensively, the guy's effort is so second to none, and just made a lot of plays along the boards. Made a lot of plays on the penalty kill. Again, those 3, I hope they can be something. And a smart call, right? A smart call by Rick Tocchet by keeping that trio together after having some, moments of success against the Oilers, and a strong emphasis on some. There's an opportunity, though, for Lekkerimaki to get some time with Pettersson. But again, Pettersson's still in need of some good support around him, some NHL talent. We need to get him going. Good job on Tocchet for not giving him the rookie. We'll get to more on Lekkerimaki's game tonight a little bit later on after we read some more comments. But as Happy Jacks is saying, he held his own tonight. I thought he got better as the game went on. I really did enjoy the fact how Miller was just looking for him the whole game as well. That's just a sign of leadership and, just being a good pal, being a good teammate. JT Miller, a strong second period, just a beast performance, okay? After, injuring or suffering an injury in the first period, just came out and, beside Pettersson, willed this team to, again, a really impressive second period that helped them win this game. Look at this comment from Zarpy, okay? I want to see Pettersson have a solid second half. We know he can get 5 points a night, but we need him to rip it up in the second half. And yeah, it's all about progress, and we're not even in the second quarter of the season. There's so much hockey to be played. And overall, I don't need any Canucks player this year to break records or break point records. I don't need Quentin Hughes to put up 90-plus points again, or JT Miller to get to 100, or Pettersson to get to 100. It's all about how you are playing offensively. Yes, offensively going into the playoffs, because as we alluded to 4 minutes ago, those three, they got to be dogs going into the Western Conference Finals. We went to the second round, got to Game 7 with two of them playing pretty well. Quinn Hughes could have been a lot better too, but you know what? He held his own. Him and Miller and company got this team to Game 7. I just know. Again, I guarantee it. If Pettersson joins that rally and plays at his best, those three are borderline unstoppable, especially if they keep getting goaltending like they did tonight from Lankinen or Demko, who probably is coming back very, very, very soon. Look at this comment from Infamous. I could be wrong, but I don't recall Pettersson falling down once tonight. I saw it a couple times along the boards because he gets in there. And, we've noticed this slowly throughout the season, even when he was slumping, and he's not even that far away from that slump. The dude engages physically. He engages physically all the time. And when you're along the boards and you're, not the biggest of guys, sometimes you're going to fall down. And, he needs to stay up a bit more, But at the end of the day, if he's engaging physical and he's falling down, I'm not gonna be too mad at him, okay? Look at this comment from my aunt, okay? Happy birthday, Pettersson, man. Where do you think they're going tonight? You know who I'm going to ask that question to? Trevor Beggs, okay? Trevor Beggs joins us straight up. He's got to join us, okay? He don't got to read his kids a little bedtime story. He's got to be here with you and you and you and you and you and you. All right? Because he fell in love with the Canucks first, not his family. I didn't say it. Reality said it, okay? That's just the truth. Back in early 2000, he made the decision, man. He said, I'm a Canucks fan. Anyway, so what are the boys doing on Pettersson's birthday tonight? It's Tuesday. Definitely Yelltown's a thing tonight. Yeah, what's happening? Is Branstrom buying the first round or what?
Branstrom buying the first round. No, I think they're going to make Lekkerimaki buy the first round. A little rookie hazing going on. But, I guess the boys go to Yaletown nowadays. But I'm a Gastown guy. I feel like they're going to Gilliton Cove. You've been down there.
I've been
just
there.
a little port side there, I think that's a great place to snag some drinks and see where the night goes from there. Maybe number 5 Orange, man. Who knows?
Ooh, if they're at the strip club, that's all good. It is what it is. I could see it happening. Support local business. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, support our woman. Pettersson, seems like one of those guys who, again, supports local business. All in all, though, before we get to break, go on a little spiel about what you saw from Elias Pettersson. I know you missed the first 10 minutes of the show. I know you're doing your work, doing your thing, being the second best dad in the world. Hey, I don't know if you're writing for Daily Hive tonight, but again, you had a lot going on. Do your best to try not to repeat what I was saying, but be poetic. What did you see from Pettersson tonight?
Man, oh man, it's funny. Like all the criticism this guy gets, and my thought watching Pettersson tonight was this guy might end up being the best player in fantasy hockey this season. And I know Cal, you're not a fantasy hockey guy, you don't care, but it's not just the goal scoring. It's he's setting up guys, the hits, the blocks. I mean, especially the hits, man. I know you touched on it a little bit, but I don't know if he's on that P90X routine. I don't know if he's juiced himself up with that protein powder or who knows what, but. I mean, there was 2 plays that really stood out to me tonight, and it was in the first period when he does the reverse hit on Kevin Ball, and it was kind of a nothing play. You wouldn't have thought much of it, but Kevin Ball is 6'6", 230 pounds, and the dude bounced off Elias Pettersson, and I went, "Oh my god, that was a hell of a play." And I know he threw a hit early in the second period as well, right before or after his goal, and man, oh man, he's been doing that for a while now. But part of me thinks that the alien has evolved, and maybe there was something in that evolution process, like a caterpillar in his cocoon, getting ready to burst to be this beautiful butterfly. But maybe that was Elias Pettersson just, going through his struggles there. Maybe we're going to see a bigger, better, and badder version of Elias Pettersson heading forward here.
Well, again, we alluded to this a couple minutes ago, but things happen in life, man. And you can branch off that point in various ways, right? We don't know what's happening in this guy's life, right? On the day-to-day. We just see him play ice hockey. All in all, though, he just wasn't confident. And we'll never know why, but when you're not that dude, when you're not that mother effer, when you're not feeling yourself, and I told the people, right, I feel like I haven't been feeling myself for the last 15 months, okay? Maybe it's because I'm balding. Maybe it's because I've gained 25 pounds since I've been dating my girlfriend. Did I just blame my girlfriend for what's happening in my life? No, I didn't. Where am I going with this? Hey, ish happens. And someone said this in the comments. At the end of the day, who cares about what's happening in October and November? We've seen the 100-point seasons. We've seen, Quinn Hughes winning Norris, JT Miller doing 100 points, blah, blah, blah. let's just see these guys reach their peak going into the playoffs. Because again, the trio of Pettersson, Hughes, and Miller, and I haven't even mentioned Demko, who might be back soon. If those guys are playing at their best, the Oilers are not beating us. Anyways, we'll talk more about that and get to more of your comments. The Canucks, they beat the Flames 3-1. I know it's just Calgary, but damn impressive performance. I love that second period. The Canucks just felt confident, and they're dealing with a lot of injuries, so you should be proud of your team today. Hit the like button if you agree with that. Again, the holidays are coming up, and Beggsy, he needs a T-shirt. He needs a T-shirt, man. He can't afford a T-shirt, man. Like, I just said I gained 25 pounds in the last 3 years. Maybe Beggs is going through a bit of a weight. I'm not going to say an issue, but maybe you've gained some weight. No T-shirts are fitting you, and that's why you don't come on here with shirts.
Come on, what are you talking about?
Buddy. Okay, my aunt isn't here. My aunt isn't here, okay? My aunt isn't here, okay? So you relax, buddy. Relax. Anyways, let's shout out a couple sponsors and come back on the other side. You're listening to Locked On Canucks. Beggsy, who we shouting out here?
Well, first off, I'm shouting out these shirts, man. Remember, hope is dope. Hope is dope if you're a fan of the Vancouver Canucks, and also F the Edmonton Oilers. So that's the first shout out. But we do got to shout out our friends over at Select Quote and FanDuel. The World Series, the Super Bowl, the Stanley Cup Finals. The world's top athletes get to play in these top-level sporting events thanks to one thing, teamwork, baby. Because teamwork makes the dream work, and it can also protect you and your financial legacy and your family's future. Even if you don't want to read your kids' bedtime stories, even if you choose to do a podcast instead of that, you can protect your family with life insurance. And yeah, I'm talking to myself, but I'm also talking to you, okay? And you can find the right policy to keep your financial legacy in check with Select Quote, okay? Select Quote. You would invest so much time to take care of yourself and others and to be the healthiest, best version of yourself. And Select Quote has exclusive policies that can reward that effort. If you're in good health, okay, if the dad bod, the mom bod isn't too, if it's not slowing you down too much, you're feeling good. Select Quote, they work with carriers that can get you the same day coverage up to $5 million. No medical exam required. You know what that means. No finger up the you know what. All right.
Whoa.
So Select Quote, they shop and you save, baby. So get the right life insurance for you or for less at selectquote.com/lockedonnhl. Go to selectquote.com/lockedonnhl today to get started. That's selectquote.com/lockedonnhl. All right, and you know the deal, baby. FanDuel, they got your back. And if you're a fan of the NFL, you can start the season with a big return on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. So when you get a hunt in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. Next time I do this FanDuel ad read, I'm going to have Jonathan Lekkermaki's Calder Trophy odds for you, okay?
Whoa.
Because, man, oh, man, that guy, he could get back into the race. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it could happen. And FanDuel, they got the odds for you, baby. So whether you're betting on NFL, NHL, whatever it is, make sure you go check out FanDuel.com and get started with $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place just a $5 bet. That's FanDuel.com.
Okay, we back doing this. And that's talking about your Vancouver Canucks and Elias Pettersson and them picking up a 3-1 victory on this Tuesday night in front of people who are our neighbors, okay? The Canucks pick up their second home win of the season. That is very, very, very important. Just a good Tuesday. That's a good way to start the week. It's just a win against the Calgary Flames, but we talked about it for the first 20 minutes of the show. We've given all the credit to Elias Pettersson. Like that was a big moment. I hope we look back at the season for a lot of good reasons. And again, October and November results don't necessarily really matter, but you got to look back at this game or the last two games and say, you know what? A lot happened here. Speaking of which, Erik Branstrom, if it wasn't for Pettersson being the best Canuck tonight, it would have been Erik Branstrom, in my opinion, straight up. I thought he was really good the whole way through, and he's just been so damn impressive all season long. And yeah, there's moments where he looks like a number 6 defenseman, and then you kind of see like, oh yeah, that's why Colorado got rid of him, blah, blah, blah. But those moments have been so slim. So slim. Carson Susie has had way more moments like that. Myers has had way more moments like that. Dude, Desharnais has had moments like that. I just think there's been like 3 or 4 mistakes in this guy all season long, and I hope tonight brings out his confidence. And you got a guy that's UFA like, at the end of the season, if I'm correct. Maybe he's still an RFA, but he needs a contract, and he just got humbled. He got set. He got waived. He got traded. Nobody wanted him. Is this the start of something new for Erik Branstrom?
Hell yeah, it's the start of something new. And who knows? I kind of want to do a bit more of a deep dive on Eric Branstrom maybe later this week. Maybe a lot of defenseman talk later this week because I've gone through the trade target list again. But, Savvy said in the comments too, Branstrom was our best defenseman tonight. I mean, Kyle, the Canucks could have had a shutout tonight if it wasn't for Quinn Hughes coughing up the puck to Justin
Yeah.
Kirkland right in front of Kevin
What
Lankinen
a
there.
pass.
So I know you don't see that often from Hughes, and he had his moments tonight. I mean, just some unreal keeps holding the puck in at the line. As always, working his magic. But again, the one goal is kind of on him and Eric Branstrom tonight. I mean, I don't want to call it the Thomas Drance bump, but Thomas Drance wrote about Eric Branstrom earlier today and said that, this guy's now past the 10-game mark, so he is no longer waiver exempt, right? So he's not going back down to Abbotsford, we think. But I think Drance made the point that when you're a smallish defenseman, playing on a bottom pair, like your margin for error is pretty slim. And Branstrom, like a number of Canucks, didn't have a good game against the Edmonton Oilers. So I think this was a big statement game for Eric Branstrom to say, look, I'm here to stay. Don't send me away. And again, it's gone exactly against what the Canucks' MO is on defense. They don't really want to have the small guy in the bottom four there. But I think Eric Branstrom has just forced their hand, right? You've had some struggles from the big guys, the big muscular guys, big wrenches. It don't matter. Eric Branstrom has outplayed them.
No, 100%. He just plays a clean game, and I'm actually really proud of him, man. Didn't know much about him, and what are you talking about? Giving all the credit to Thomas Drance, giving him a bump. Okay, what do we do 2 games into Brandstrom's career with the Canucks? We had Ross on from Locked On Senators, and that guy gave the greatest breakdown of Eric Branstrom, the most honest breakdown. Okay, everyone thought that Eric Branstrom. And I'm talking to the West Coast, the best coast, okay? Like, we didn't watch a lot of Eric Branstrom, but we look at the Swedish nature. We look at his size. We look at who he was traded for, and we're just thinking about this guy being an offensive defenseman. We look at that goal he scored against Tampa Bay last year, and we're like, yo, this guy's one of those guys. But Ross came on, and if you missed the episode, go check it out because it's actually full of hockey intelligence. He told us straight up that Brandstrom's better defensively than he is offensively.
Yeah.
And now we're all seeing that, and he's not like the best defensive defenseman in the world, but he's just efficient. And the Canucks needed efficiency in their back end. And I can't believe it came from a guy that they waived. And, obviously I want this guy to stick around if he keeps playing like this. But at the same time, I'm like, I hope this guy plays his way out of Vancouver too, based on how much money he might get paid. Because Canucks don't have a lot of cap space and they got Brock Besser to sign. It's just the way it is. And he's playing really good. Like, Susie's had like 3 good games this season, and 2 of them have came in like the last 3 games. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Branson's had at least 7 pretty clean games, if my math is correct. 8 pretty clean games. I know he hasn't played every game with the Canucks, for the Canucks this season, but he's just been overall efficient. On that note, efficiency. Did you see a lot of efficiency from Jonathan Lekkerimaki today? Because he looked like a rookie, but he did hold his own as well. And one thing I really like about him is the little things. And he's always looking around. You could see that this guy's intelligence is on, I wouldn't say another level, but it's at a pretty high level. Like, he's aware all the time of where he is and where the puck is going and what he needs to do. I feel as if he was tested a couple times based on Miller being deep in the corners and Suter being deep in the corners and the puck branching out to the blue line and him having to be like the third guy. Overall, though, I thought it was an impressive start. I really did. Didn't get the goal, didn't get the offense, didn't, bring the roof down, but he looks smart out there, man.
He touched the puck a lot more than Andre Kuzmenko, I'll tell you that.
Kuzmenko sucked, dude. Bro, he was so bad today.
Whenever I watch the opposition, I always kind of go, okay, who caught my eye on the other team? And I thought some of the young guys for Calgary, like Martin Pospisil, Connor Zary, Matt Coronado, they had some moments.
Yeah.
Nazem Kadri is noticeable. Uyghur and Anderson stand out among the crowd. Kuzmenko barely touched the puck tonight. And up until he had that chance alone in front of Lankinen where he got stonewalled, I kind of wondered if he was even playing in the game, to be honest with you. And interesting to see Connor Garland kind of take some swings at him and draw a penalty there as well. But going back to Lekkerimaki, I mean, look, he made some nice moves when the puck was on his stick. Still a little, hesitant in terms of just getting the shot off. But I don't think he had a lot of clean looks, in fairness. Although a lot of the time where he had the puck, it would have been a very low percentage shot. But like you said, Kyle, his head's on a swivel. He holds his own. He gets back on the back check, which is something Kuzmenko and Sprong do not do, and it's a big reason why they're gone. And Lekkerimaki is in the Canucks lineup right now, and I think he's going to get a run of games here on this homestand, right?
Me too.
We'll see what happens when Dakota Joshua comes back, but I would guess that Baines is going to be out, and you're going to get Lekkerimaki here pretty much until Brock Besser's back, as long as he deserves to stay and holds his own.
Yeah, and we've seen Archie Baines get so much opportunity there by being pretty neutral offensively, right? And based on that, he's gonna get a look. And the Canucks need to see like what they have in him this season. Like it's not like do or die time for him. Like he needs to be something this year, or he's a bum. It's just important to see if he can supply any sort of offensive value or offensive upside ASAP with JT Miller. Because based on some of the the wordings from Rick Tocchet, it just seems as if the Besser thing is a little scary, and it comes down to just being extra patient. Obviously, you have to do that based on it being a head injury, but again, it's UFA Brock. He's been through a lot in his life. Like I'm sure his side wants to be as patient with it as well. And just going back on the Lekkerimaki thing, if they can get some offensive output out of him and have a base level of defense and awareness from him as well, it kind of buys them asset capital for what they have to do on the back end, right? Like you don't want to replace Besser or you know what I'm saying? Like any top end winger offensive output via trade this season. That's not really a key thing. You don't want that to happen. So again, I'm excited to see Lekkerimaki get a run and see if he can capitalize on getting some top line minutes, and also just seeing if he can capitalize on Miller constantly looking for him, because I saw that today, and it's cool to see like this team coming off a 7-3 loss, having like their best players just want to give a rookie a chance and a rookie a shot. But maybe that's because they're just being nice and friendly and it's not that deep, but also because they see something in him as a weapon. And I think because of that, you touched on this too, like there is some upside here. Like there's a possibility that this could really, 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 really work out for your Vancouver Canucks today in this moment.
100%. And again, we've seen it with some comparables, right? We mentioned the top comparable every day is known as Dylan Guenther, right? In terms of guys in their draft plus 3 season who have scored at a point per game right in the AHL. Dylan Guenther came in and was a top 6 guy right away. Again, I'm not going to put Lekkerimaki on that level, but the potential is there for him to do some damage. And curious to see what he can do, especially if he gets a run of games here at home. And Taka pulled a fast one on all of us. Hey, Taka, you naughty boy. We all expected, based on the practice lines, that Lekkerimaki was going to be on the second power play unit. And the first Calgary Flames penalty, they said, Pius Suter, get to the back of the line, and they put Lekkerimaki on that top unit. So, again, it was a game where he didn't get a place. I think the vets had the puck a lot more, obviously, but he reminded me of a lot of the player that was there in preseason, right? Ironically, being a high skill guy first, he actually comes with a pretty high floor just because he skates well. And is a smart hockey player, and he's cerebral.
Yeah, he's cerebral. Again, just watch the film and see how many times he had his head up, and when the puck wasn't on his stick, or when the puck wasn't even on a Canucks player's stick. Like you could just tell that this guy, he reads the ice really well, and that's going to be pretty important staying in Tocchet's lineup. And that's another reason why like Archie Baines gets chances too, because the floor with him is pretty much the same. And Alvin alluded to the fact that they traded Sprong ASAP because Tocchet made it clear that for specific roles, he already has those guys that he needs, and Sprong just doesn't fit that mold. Okay, we only got a couple more minutes here. I do want to bring up a couple more things and just get your thoughts on it, because I've been talking like for a long time here. If you can remember all this, talk about another impressive performance from the third line. Like that's such an identity line for this team. You know what I'm saying? It really is. Even when they're not putting up stats on the box sheet, I just feel as if they supply such a high level when it comes to their floor. That it's also adding to the culture of the Vancouver Canucks. Like it's just a fun line to watch. Talk about Pius Suter a little bit more, because 6 goals in a handful of games is mad impressive. What a key player. And I guess ended on JT Miller, because he was so impressive in that second period. Like he did it. He really got this team going.
Yeah, and I'm going to show this comment from Malcolm Davey, because, he sees some people in the comments talking about Miller. And in fairness, there's some positive comments about both. But Malcolm Davey saying, I don't know why we need to put Miller down to put PD up. Miller had 2 assists tonight. No, because, again, there's a lot of people criticizing Miller. And we did the same. Again, prior to tonight, Miller had struggled. Pettersson kind of picked it up a bit. but you finally had a game tonight where both guys were going, right? Pettersson looked like the most self. Miller was firing the puck. The time and space that he created on the second goal of the game there was a great play by him for Pius Suter's goal there. So he had a great game tonight. Going back to the third line, Kiefer Sherwood, just once again, every single damn night right now, whether it's the hits, whether it's the dangles, whether it's the shots, he is a guy that stands out. And Danton Heinen had some good plays in this game too. Unfortunately, his slash takes away a goal from Vinny D. Poor Vinny D. He might not score until 2027 after that one, man. Unfortunate there. And Teddy Bluger again gets a feed from Pius Suter through the stick there. I mean, look, that line. We're gonna do an episode on that, Kyle. Now that we're getting to a fifth of the way through the season, the best third lines in the NHL. So I've kind of worked on the list, and we're gonna see where those guys compare because they've been so damn good for the Vancouver Canucks.
No, so damn good, and I don't blame you. It's 420 somewhere. It's no nut November for me. I'm not eating any almonds, no pistachios, and it's also no 420 for me. But it's 420 for you, maybe. And you forgot to really touch on the whole Pius Suter thing. And, maybe we'll end it on this note. Like, he's playing so impressive, and maybe Lekkerimaki does his thing, and he's impressive, and Besser comes back, and then you got this boatload of wingers. You got Garland, you got DeBrus, you got Lekkerimaki, Besser, and then Suter's able to go down the middle again. And maybe that third line of Bluger, Heinen, and Sherwood are more of like a quote-unquote fourth line, and then you can build something out with Höglander, Joshua, and Suter, right? Like, there's just so much depth here if everything goes well. And I know Suter, he supplies a lot of offense when he's with Miller. And again, 6 goals this season. He hasn't gotten all those goals with Miller, but this is a very, very impressive start from another UFA. He's playing for a contract. That matters here. And all in all, just end it on the Swiss Army knife, and then maybe touch on that super chat from Major Tao. And it's crazy. We started this off with Pettersson, but I think we have to end it off with Pius Suter because he's such an important piece of this team. And, we've already traded him early on in the season because we're so desperate for defensemen. There's a lot of forwards here, but this guy's untouchable, in my opinion.
Yeah, untouchable is a strong word, but I think what you're getting at is you're not going to get fair value for Pius Suter, right?
Yeah.
Right now, again, he's tied for the team leading goals. The Swiss Army knife, he does it all. The PK, the power play, the fourth line, the first line. You can put this guy anywhere, man. You put this guy making milkshakes in the stands. He's going to make the best damn milkshake at Rogers Arena. So, Pius Suter, he can do it all for your Vancouver Canucks and doing it for 1.6 schmil. It's not a bad deal there. And just again, impressed with his play, impressed with his ability to find space in the ice, get back on the back check, just be a good penalty killer overall. He brings a lot of value to this team, and we talked about No Nut November too. Hey, it looks like it's No Nut November for PD as well, man. Okay, even on his birthday.
Hey, we don't know what this guy does, okay? We don't know anything about Elias Pettersson, man. All we know right now is he's picking it up, and I hope he's happy. I hope he's confident, and I guess we're gonna end it off with Pettersson, okay? And end this comment from Major Tao. Thanks for the super chat. Thanks for the $2. Maybe Trevor Beggs can buy himself a nipple piercing. I know you guys would like that. He's saying that I figure you guys would like this game. And Pettersson, he's liking his game right now. But I think it's really key in life to reward yourself, be happy about your good days, take those wins, take those little wins, but don't get lost in it, And I think, especially in a long season, you don't want to get too high or too low. Again, in life, you just want to keep it going and focus on the end goal, focus on the journey, focus on the finish line. And, Pettersson, like, everyone's going to be, I was going to say something pretty dirty there, but hey, everyone's going to be loving Pettersson right now. Keep doing the work because I think there's still a long ways to go for us to truly believe and for Pettersson to truly believe that he's actually completely on his game. So just keep doing the work. Don't get too high. Don't get too low for anyone that's listening to this and focus on the end goal. Speaking of which, this is the end of the episode, okay? Kyle Bound, Trevor Beggs, Locked On Canucks, 10:23 at night. One love to you and you and you and you and you and you for listening to this. We truly do appreciate it. Beggsy and I clearly living the dream every effing day because, hey, we give you your Canucks every day. Hit all the links in the bio. I haven't written a blog post in like 5 days. I'll work on something tomorrow. A lot of things going on in my mind. Buy a shirt not associated with Locked On Canucks. But, hey, link in the bio. Join the Discord. It's the perfect place to talk about the Canucks during the game or even when you're on the toilet. So, again, all those links in the bio below. Trevor Beggs, sign us out.
Hey, shout out to the everydayers, the occasional listeners, the first-time listeners, and those of you who join us on the live show on YouTube. Whenever you're listening, wherever you're listening, we appreciate the absolute hell out of you for tuning in to Locked On Canucks. Always feel free to hit us up in the comments with things that you want to hear us talk about in the episode, but things on my mind for this week. revisiting the trade targets on defense. Who are the top guys? Who are the lower tier guys? And who are the potential top prospects? What? That the Canucks could pry out of other organizations. I want to take a look at the third line. Where do they rank among the best lines in hockey? And how the hell did Eric Branstrom end up in this situation with the Vancouver Canucks? Stay tuned for that and more on Locked On Canucks. But for now, we got to get out of here. I'm Trevor Beggs. That guy's Cal Bowen. And you've been listening to Locked On Canucks.
Hey, one love, man. Get well soon, Brock Besser. Peace.